Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Today I'm going to tell you a story about a woman, her husband, and a man she fell in love with. She was a simple woman who loved and respected her family dearly. She was sold dreams of a happy married life and a very handsome and loving husband. She would wear colorful clothing, decked in the ornaments she desired, and a bejeweled golden tiara. She could compromise on the jewelry and even the good looks, but not the love. On a beautiful autumn evening, she was merrymaking with her friends by the river, blissful in the knowledge that she would be married to the man of her dreams very soon, when suddenly she tripped on one of the treacherous steps that were leading to the mouth of the river. She was rescued by a man in the nick of time. He picked her up and carried her away from the dampened steps. There was an instant connection, and he was with her until she got over the initial shock of almost losing her life. He let go of her with much hesitation. Later that month, she met the man she was going to marry and was flushed with joy to learn that this was the same man as he who saved her life. She was told that the man she was going to marry was a dutiful son who was assisting his father in his business. His father was a very wealthy man whose priority was his status and money. The night she got married, it was a full moon night, and she was looking forward to spending the rest of her life with the man who had already proved that he would take care of her and protect her. To her dismay, he revealed to her that to fulfill his father's wish, he had decided to start a new faraway business on a predetermined auspicious date, which was to happen on the day after the wedding ceremony. He had to finish his bookkeeping on the night of the wedding and set off for the business trip, which was to last 5 years. The woman was devastated and could not believe that this was the same man who saved her life. How could he stay away from her for so long? And why did he marry her if he had to leave her in this lurch? He was a man of his word and left in the early hours of the morning. The next day, the man returned and told his father that he had decided to not pursue the business trip, as he had met a genie on the way who had promised to give him 5 gold coins every day for 5 years. This was much more than he could make in the new business at all. His father believed him after seeing the proof of gold coins for that day and did not push him to go back. The woman was elated on seeing her husband, but also disillusioned by his sudden change of plans. On being questioned by this pure, virtuous woman, he revealed to her that he was in fact a ghost who had taken the form of her husband, as he had fallen in love with her when he saw her by the river. The woman is thus presented a riddle between the representation of all her desires in the form of her ghost and her real husband. She takes this new, fun, magical, attractive, social, and self-confident version of the man as hers. He gives her more romance than she could have wanted, the respect and loyalty she was worthy of, and more happiness than she could have anticipated. She was in a state of ecstasy. Her bliss went on for until 4 years later, when she got pregnant, and her real husband returned to see if the rumors of his wife's pregnancy were true. He was informed by a messenger who received a letter from him, as he was surprised that nobody in his family tried to make any contact with him all these years. He returns to find the ghost in his own form. The husband's family is unable to determine which of the doppelgangers is the real husband. The ghost refuses to confess, and the woman is terrified at the thought of losing her lover. The family decide to visit a shepherd to help them guide who the real husband was. The shepherd uses an ancient trick, asks the wealthy man's son to pick up hot coal and gather sheep, and asks the woman's real husband, real lover, to enter a water bottle. This was an age-old trick to captivate ghosts. Eventually, the real husband is revealed and everyone returns home. The woman is shattered at the loss of the ghost. A week later, she gives birth to her daughter, and in that moment, her husband hums a tone which was her love song that she shared with the ghost. In that moment, he reveals to her that on the occasion of the shepherd's intervention, the ghost had escaped the bottle and taken control of the husband's body to live with her. This fortunate stroke of destiny brought back the woman's joy, and she was once again in possession of that which she always wanted, the unreserved and unabated love of a man she truly desired. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.